Hello and welcome to the second presentation for A+chiever. We are going to be doing a walkthrough of our application and going over our testing process. I'm Ryley Griffith.
Gabriel, Aldous.
I'm Ksenia Velichko.
A+chiever is an online learning platform designed to offer students an intuitive way of viewing course content. Users are split into two groups. Teachers may upload new content in a dynamic and nonlinear fashion and track student progress of the courses they create. And students may view and complete courses and personalize their lessons and display content in a variety of ways.
So now we're going to quickly walk through the project demo and talk about what is currently functional and what is addressed that hasn't yet been implemented. So first, we've updated the user interface for the landing page. If I click register here, it'll automatically sign me into the dashboard because I'm logged in another tab. And that's due to the OAuth. I can edit the user profile. And then it updates in real time. I can enroll in a new course, let's say course 16. And then if I decide I didn't want to enroll in that, I can unenroll. We are displaying course progress. Right now, this is all courses are generated using our mock data. So the course progress is somewhat randomized. But if I view a course like course 1, you can see the node structure here. We've added filters to the course viewer page, so I can search by a tag that the teacher can assign. So like core lessons are here, and I'm highlighting them in bright red. If I want supplemental, then you can see them highlighted now. So we've implemented filters for by name, by tag, and then by content types. If I click on a node, all of the prerequisites will be highlighted, and I'll highlight that in green so we can see that better. And then if I click on a node that I'm able to access and have all prereqs for but haven't completed, I can view the lesson page for it.
So this lesson page displays a variety of content along with the lesson objectives. For example, videos, there's third party, there's files, and currently the data is hard-coded, but something that we're working on is making these components dynamic. And when you click to full screen, you'll be able to see the media better. Another planned feature that we have is to add assessments to this page so that users may complete assessments associated with the lessons.
And this is the course builder component, and this is where teachers will actually go in and create their the courses and the node layouts and then assign content to those nodes. And so there's been a lot of work that's gone into this component because we need it to be highly dynamic. Just like Ksenia was mentioning, the course content itself needs to be highly dynamic. The ability for teachers to have whatever layout they want also needs to support highly dynamic situations. So we need to make it highly flexible, but we also need to make it user friendly and implement guardrails to ensure that users don't try to implement bad workflows. So as an example, there can't be any circular dependencies between nodes, as Gabe just demonstrated. And if you want to open up the course, the content menu for a node. Yep, so this is the menu for adding content to a node. So there's a rich text editor there where teachers can add documents and whatever else they need to do. They can also upload files. And currently there's very loose restrictions on this. There will be restrictions like file size and potentially file type for user safety, but ultimately we want to support a large array of items as well as embedding third-party content.
And with that, that's the end of our application walkthrough. The additional plan features, as we mentioned, are the assessment component, the lesson content page, and the course builder page, mostly ironing out bugs, implementing the features which haven't been implemented yet, and ensuring everything works smoothly.
And the team is focused heavily on testing to ensure an effective development process. So we have implemented testing at both the front end and the back end layers. For the front end, we're using the built-in Angular unit testing API to test the user experience and the UI in the front end. For the back end, we're using the PyTest testing framework as well as the PyLinting framework to support any business logic that's in either the infrastructure layer or our fast API layer. And these are supported by a rigid pull request format that involves a required peer review, self-testing workflows, as well as an automated test that's run on every commit and pull request.
We also performed a static analysis, and this allowed us to examine our entire project for bugs, vulnerabilities, and code smells. We were also able to discover potential security hotspots, and overall, this really helped us see the quality of our code and how we might refactor our application to improve it. So we didn't really discover that many issues. We discovered only 4 bugs, and most of these we were able to fix in recent development. There were additionally no vulnerabilities, and there were some code smells, but these can be eliminated by just refactoring some of the code and making it simpler. And also, the security hotspots that we discovered were all associated with our mock data generator, which is used for testing purposes and doesn't actually involve our application. For example, we hard-coded credentials and had weak cryptography in that file, but that was just necessary for creating the node content and a mock user.
So during development, we only had one major issue, the use of Angular 17. That's the most recent version of Angular. Because we're using that, a lot of libraries, especially ones related to displaying graph structures like what we need, are incompatible with this new major version. So this meant that we had to write the entire graph display implementation virtually from scratch. And while we could look at how those open source projects do things, at the end of the day, we had to update everything to Angular 17 methods. So this took about a week and a half of extra development time. And while it was an initial setback, it's helped us in the long run because not only is our application running faster due to utilizing the Angular 17 methods, but it's also faster for us to debug any issues with this because it's a custom implementation. And then also we have a couple strategies for dealing with the bugs and code smells with our static analysis, mostly just through performing audits regularly to make sure that we are following coding best practices and trying to make sure we're eliminating any repeated code. Now for individual responsibilities, I will be working in conjunction with Ryley to complete the course builder page, mostly relating to uploading lesson content and ironing out any bugs related to the undo and redo functionality, or just any bugs relating to the UI that make it an unintuitive experience. I'll also be helping develop the assessment component, specifically on the back end, to provide the new route for that, as that's related to the content uploading for the course builder page, tangentially anyway. And then I'll be coordinating with the team to develop a fully realized course for demonstration purposes. So this will likely be a mathematics, like algebra or geometry style course with full content and a planned out node structure to demonstrate how this could be used in a real life use case. And beyond that, I'll just be coordinating testing and searching for bugs and design flaws.
So I'll be mainly focusing on the lesson page development. As I mentioned before, currently a lot of it is hard-coded, and I intend to make it dynamic so that it will actually get the node content from the backend and display it dynamically. It should also be user-friendly and allow users to personalize their own workspace so they can swap out content and basically create their own dashboard or like their own view of the lesson page. Additionally, I'll be working with Gabriel to create the assessment component for the lesson page. And I'll also be working with Gabriel and Ryley to develop the fully fleshed out demonstration course and to expand on the user experience by adding minor functionalities.
And outside of the collaborative work that Ksenia and Gabriel have already mentioned, I will be focusing significant efforts on the back end of the application. Specifically, I'll be focusing on improving the mock data scenario coverage and test suite code coverage for the application to improve our testing processes, whether that's for the manual integration, quality check processes that we have, or for the automated unit and integration testing processes. I'll also be working heavily in the back end of the course builder component to support any new functionality with regards to uploading course content or saving and publishing courses. And I'll also be working on the student management dashboard for instructors to monitor the students taking their courses.
And that finishes the A+chiever presentation 2. So thank you for watching.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.